Hi everyone, Scott Andrews here, just with a trading update. It's Monday, the 14th of November, and I just thought I'd get straight down to business. This is the just the micro account I have with Pepperstone, and I'll just show you what's going on and what I'm sort of looking at doing. Normally, as a higher time frame trader, I won't really get into anything on a Monday or a Friday. What happens is normally, just with testing I've seen, what I've learned from professionals such as Walter and James is that, and if you don't know who these people are, I showed in the previous video that I put up on the weekend. Check that out, and I went through the forum that I used and sort of how I've sort of learnt things, and that's what I'm basing it upon, sort of those teachings. So Walter refers to Walter Peters and James is James Kensington. They're naked traders, so they don't really use indicators. I have these here as this is a teaching tool. It's not so much that I rely upon these as I've explained in previous videos. So let's just go to the trade that's just the only trade I've got on right now. It's just a 1% risk trade, US dollar Singapore daily. And as you can see, it's responding quite nicely. Now I'm contemplating, adding to this position. It's in a really nice strong trend. If we zoom out on this, we can see it was really, quite rangy. In consolidation, it's retraced, come up, nice bullish signal there, really going up, another retrace. And I got into this before the election results. I sort of don't really, I had a fair idea of, it was a major news thing, but I usually don't keep pace with the news or anything. I just go by what the price action does. And I got in on the retrace and really shot up really nicely. So as you can see here, it's added, it went up quite a bit already as well. So it's not really following the general behavior that you'd see on a Monday. So it's going up again. So I'm in Perth here, so it's coming to the end of the Asian session, and then we'll be going into the London session, and then New York later in the day. So come 5 o'clock or so, or around 8 o'clock, sorry, Perth time, we'll be going into the New York session. We'll see what happens, but based upon this, I'd like to see it maybe just see that's a candle that's just thinking about it. It's obviously very bullish, and then a double stack, another very strong candle. So what I'll look for is it's 16 hours to go, and I've showed you guys that indicator as well, and I can send that through to you guys, indicator list. I'll just hang it up, close that down. So there's a pip calculator and the B clock spread as well, and I use the DBB alert indicator as well. So I'll just come across here, and this is the pip calculator that I use. Slide it across now. So it's 16 hours, 18 minutes until the close of that candle. And that's even more, because you can't just have a trend that just goes on and on without retracing. That's just not how the markets work. People are going to start, there's a ceiling to everything. So I'll zoom out and I'll look at the historical stuff. So we're approaching, we're pretty close to that profit target, and there's a bit of resistance there as well, a bit of activity. So yeah, that's the thing. If you add to it, we could just do a market buy, but what I'll say is wait till about 8 more hours into New York, and then that will be where the major money is when it comes to the major volume, when it comes to this sort of thing. Europe and obviously New York. But anyway, we'll have a look at my demo account now. Let's bring that across. Pardon me, guys. Should have been a little bit more prepared. Alright, so here's what's going on here. So as you can see, the pound US dollar is relatively, chugging along okay, and this right here, that's in drawdown, so that's probably going to hit the stop loss pretty soon. So we'll bring that up first. Now you guys may say, oh, let's close it down now, but how I've tested it in Forex Tester 3 is I'll just let it hit the stop, and that's just how I'll play it. So that's inevitable that's going to hit. There's a nice little kangaroo tail there as well, and But that's life though. Didn't hit it. So yeah. So zoom back in. We'll go to the pound US dollar now and see how that's responding. So this is my demo account, my V20 practice with Oanda. And so it's sort of steadied out a little bit. I'm not going to move the stop loss here. So I got in there, went up a little bit, back down, steady, steady. Yeah, I sort of threatened the stop loss a little bit. There's not much on the line. It's getting 27 Australian. There's two positions. So. And then I only took one there. So that is 3% risk. It's 1% more really than I'd like, but I thought it was a pretty good opportunity for that as well. That was really nice off the midline. Pierced that as well. Went down, nearly hit it. But we'll zoom out. Probably didn't read it too well really. It's still. Where's the support at? No, it's not really. It's very choppy. But again, that's just life, everyone. So what else is going on? That's really it for now with what I see. There was a signal to sell for silver. So I'll have a look at that. So as you can see, it sort of shot up a little bit on the election news, and then it's really plummeted significantly. Gold as well. It's come down quite a lot. So that's a big move for silver. So zooming out, and there's support. There's quite a bit of support here as well. Support. And no real recent touches. What about the 4-hourly? So it's really. The long week suggests that it might come back up a little bit. So there's no real signal for me to actually get in on that. So I'll go back to the daily. So I'll probably just have to let it go. And obviously I've got this at play that needs to close out. These need to come up a little bit more. Therefore I can move this to break even. Once it's to break even, there's no risk there. Then I can get into another trade. So I was probably a little rushed and unplanned. But that's inevitably going to hit the stop loss. So that will be done. And then I'll evaluate my other options. We might see gold as well. And if you got any questions, just write them in the comment section, and I've left my email address as well. So feel free just to say, oh, what are you thinking about this one, Scott, or that currency pair, and I'll have a look at it. Again, that's actually what we call a kangaroo tail, but it's where it's printed. It's not ideal. It's just very messy right now, as you can see. Up, down, up, down. Look at that. And then down again. It sort of swung up, whipped up nearly, and then really plummeted. So there was that was probably election time. Everyone was getting on. But Donald Trump seems to be, a little more civilized than first anticipated. So everyone's jumping back on the US dollar. So we'll just check out, see what USD Singapore is doing again. Yeah, so if it's steady, what I might do is after the end of London session, I might put a buy-in around here. So we'll be looking. And guys, if you're new to trading, probably just open a demo account. I've showed you in previous videos. That's probably the way to go, just to build your confidence. All right. Or if you've got quite a bit of disposable income, open up, $200 to $500 on an account. So around the 141.825 level. Thinking about maybe adding another percent to this, because this is actually moved into profit as well. So I've guaranteed myself $7.54. So the original buy was down here. So and the stop loss would have been around down these lows. So the stop loss has been moved significantly, and this is where this is a little bit of resistance here. So once we break through that, then there's this. 35 would be sweet. So if I can, get an opportunity to add another position, but you can't just jump in because you never know that might retrace a little bit, and it's just frustrating. So the high probability stuff is what I look for. Also, let's have a look at my demo account as well, Forex Tester 3. So, alright, I'll bring up the stats. And I've shown you guys how to get Forex Tester 3 as well. There's other simulation platforms too, so look around, Google search it. This is just the one that I was shown and I downloaded and used, so I'm not necessarily saying this is the best one. I find it really good. So you've got the months processed, days there, total trades 40, and I'll just cycle down here, return 62, and that's obviously divided by how many months we've done. So it's over 4 years now as well, so that's not too bad. It's around 15% a year, so better than the stock market. So I'll just close that down. Recent trade that I had finally hit the 4-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Alright, I'll zoom out and I'll explain this one here. So I took it, I'll show where I took it, and then I'll zoom in once more. So you can see a lot of signals print, but that doesn't necessarily mean you get in on all of them. Sorry for an noise. Here it is. Okay. There's a long hold for the 4-to-1 as well. Alright, so I got in here. What I do is the stop loss was at the low, and the entry was 10 pips above the high, and then one position was a 1-to-1. So a 1-to-1 R to R is risk to reward ratio. So what you do is you take the entry price minus the stop loss, and that was 106 points. And then for the take profit, you add 106. So that was to there. Okay, and that would explain that. And it's 1% risk, and that was the profit. Second position was 4-to-1, so 106 by 4 is 424. Alright, and that hit too, and there we go. It's currently what I'm sitting at. Alright, and this time, and we journal it. Can make this journal available to you as well. Alright. And it's red here because I trialed no trailing stop, and for the first time in 20 trades, I'll write in the 4-to-1 was hit. So that was really pleasing. So we'll go to the equity curve. I was in, I was just sort of floundering about there, but now I sort of will increase that. So it's very pleasing. So we'll make our way to 20,000 and doubling the account, hopefully in 6 years or so, which isn't too bad. So starting was 10,000, and obviously I was slowing the system a little bit, and then still steady climb. Anyway, guys, as I said, if you'd like to see something or have any specific questions, feel free to ask, and I'll happily help out. Anyway, guys, hope you have a nice Monday, and happy trading.